Off the bread.
Here we go again, back in the Nork League, and we are at Michigan this time around, qualified 10th, and it should be a fun race. There is our brand new car, the Electra Nachios car. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's unbelievably beautiful as we go put 3 wide and lose a couple spots on the initial restart, so we don't get off to a great start with the car. But I love this thing to death, and thank you so much to Ben. I'll give him credit to it. He didn't even want any like any links or anything, but Ben, one of my subscribers, and I messaged him, and he can do a lot of paint schemes on Trading Paints, and if you go see I think Ben Horton on Trading Paints, some of his paint schemes are on there, and you could see he's the one that made this for me. And I love it so much. It's my car, it's my truck. I'm using it for everything from here on out. Race to Class A, league races, everything. But back to the league race. This is a very important race for us because the last couple of times we've been in the North League, we have not had great finishes. I mean, Texas was 11th place, but we didn't have a good run. I wanted to run well. That's the difference. If we don't finish well, but we ran well, I would be happy with that. So we move on the inside of the 48 of Will, and hopefully we're able to make the pass here coming down the front straightaway. And we had to be really careful here, as at Michigan the car can get a little bit loose as the tires wear out, but it is a lot of fun. And we put a good amount of practice in at this track to see if we can improve our racing capabilities. And right now it seems like we're a 10th place car based on previous performances, but at Michigan, I was very confident that we could run a little bit better. We just didn't qualify well. We messed up the qualifying lap like I have been doing lately a lot, and we weren't able to qualify where we should have been, which is somewhere around the top 6, I think. We should have qualified somewhere around there, but still working on Will as we go on the outside of John. He is the John Barry, that's Revan. He's basically the host of Nork. He's the creator of Nork, so he's a cool guy. And yeah, we get able to get around him and make the pass, and we move up into P11. Just trying to be very steady. I feel like with the lack of race experience I have, like racing in this league, so these guys are really good. I get better as the race goes on. I'm a little bit very timid at the beginning of the races because I just want to settle in. But then, as you can see here, 9 laps in the race, we make a pass on Will. And Will's no slouch. He's a fast guy. So making the pass on him as we slide up just a little bit. We slide right in front of him. Luckily, he did not run to the back of us there, and that was a risky move. But that's the looseness coming out of the corners that you can see later on in the race. Now we have Anthony and Spencer in front of us in the 5 and the 44. 2 guys I know very well, so I had a little bit of confidence as they make a little bit of contact coming out of 4, and we are trying to take them 3 wide, but Anthony gets a little bit of a good run coming out of 4, so let's just see if we can get around the 5 of Spencer and continue moving up on through the field. And we then get on the inside of Anthony here as we are continuing to move up through the field, and you can see not too many cars in front of us, so doing very well, but we're not able to make the pass on Anthony as we get a little bit too tight coming out of 2, or a little bit too loose actually. Can't get on the throttle without it wanting to spin out, and the caution would come out on lap 14 as we run P9. So lose 2 spots on the initial start of the race, gain 3 back. And then we come down pit road. Now, we know we've been overshooting our pit stall, but we did a really nice entrance into our pit stall there, as Ari in front of us actually overshot his pit stall. So that's good news because we'll be able to overtake him on the restart. And you see here, we are restarting 6th, so we gained 3 positions on the restart. And that is very nice. And we go ahead and push Josh in the back, number 8. Everyone knows Josh. Josh is a lovely guy, running that Dale Earnhardt Jr., old Dale Earnhardt Jr. paint scheme. And we are on the outside of Femi as well, as we just fall back into 6th place. Don't want to try fighting on the outside of Femi at this moment in the race because, like I said, we get better as the race goes on. That's just how it is with our lack of race experience. Just get a little bit more comfortable, pretty much. So we are still in 6th place, just trying to figure out what kind of line we could run here. Right here, we make a little bit of a mistake. Now, you probably don't see it, but we could have easily gotten on the throttle a lot quicker than that. I was trying to save the tires, so I was going very easy at the beginning of the runs, but because we try saving the tires, we get stuck on the outside here. We get eventually passed by Bobby Cheney in the 59, and then Spencer gets on the inside of us, and he'll pass us as well. And that's just because we were a little bit too safe on the tire. I could drive the car a lot harder. and that is something that I have to learn, as there's blocking going up in front, as you guys can see there, all the way up towards the front of the field. Just have to learn pretty much to drive the car harder at the beginning of the races, because it's like there's a timid factor. You want to be too safe, and you don't want to wreck, and you don't want to run into anyone, and that can end up causing a little bit of melee, because as you can see here, Aries on our outside, or peeking to our outside. It says I'm 3 wide in the middle, so we have to give Aries a little bit of room, and luckily Spencer down low, he gives us room as well. Keep that in mind. And we will go on the outside of Emery if we can, but we back out the throttle just a little bit, get back on the top lane, 3 wide behind us with 2 wide in front of us, and we're side by side with Spencer. It is a logjam here in the middle of the pack, fighting around for 6th and 7th place, and this is some really, really good racing. Still 3 wide behind us. We slide up just a little bit and try to get a good run coming out of 4, but we can't really get it. So Spencer is going to be able to clear us, and then we have the 76, I think that is, in Justin, who is below us, but we're still trying to fight our way on the high side. Eventually Justin would get around us, we'd get back to the bottom lane, and the caution would come out for the end of the stage, which was on lap 25. So we'd finish the end of the stage in 9th place, which is perfectly fine for me. So here we go again. We restart the race. We are in P7 right now. This is lap 34. Now, again, racing with guys we know, Spencer, Josh, Emery, all these guys that we know, comfortable racing around, and so we're trying to just race a little bit harder and harder, but we make a mistake here in 3 and 4, and that allows Justin to kind of get closer to us, and it is, you can put a blanket over all top 8, 9 cars. You can see the leaders going 3, 4 wide, and here we go. We're going 4 wide through 1, almost 4 wide, on lap 35 underneath Spencer and Femi. Now we know we're 2 wide now, so we go to the middle of the track. Justin goes onto the inside of us. We are 3 wide here. That's my spotter saying 3 wide. We could be clear up, but it says 3 wide. And then a little bit of contact, and there we go. That's the race over. Too much damage, and the big one happens at Michigan. And to say the least, I was very, very upset. Now, looking back at it, as you can see there, use the grooves, the seams in the track as reference points. Say basically if I'm in the second seam, that's the second lane, so the car, if you're 3 wide, you should be in the 3rd seam. And we'll slow it down here. Now we're 3 wide, possibly could have been cleared, but if my spotter is saying 3 wide, I'm going to stay, in the middle lane. And for some reason, Justin just comes straight up into our second lane where it should say 3 wide for him. He just comes straight up, and we lose control of the car because we just got door slammed down the straightaway. Now, I don't understand how you can't go straight when you're 3 wide, so I was very upset about that, and having a day to look over it and calm down a little bit, I still am upset about it. Now, we could have been clear there, as you can see, if we moved up in front of Femi, but that's risking it really. I mean, you don't want to take a risk that early, lap 35 into a race. You give the guy on the outside the lane because he's showing his nose. You don't want to move up in front of him if you're not clear, if you're not sure. So I'm still incredibly heated about that, and still very upset that ruined our race, because we have too much damage now. As you can see here, lap 40 out of 75, there's nothing we could do. We have too much damage, 3 minutes of optional repair, and we are out of this race. And that was really annoying me, because we were running in the top 10. Possibly, I think we had a top 5 car. Just had to get more comfortable driving a little bit more aggressively. And I guess karma is a bitch, as the 76 gets a nice spin into pit road. Not his fault, obviously, but that was just a few laps after the incident with us, so I thought that was pretty much deserved, in my opinion, because I just don't understand how you could just not go in a straight line. As later in the race, I love Freddie and Femi. Freddie and Femi, they're battling side by side for 2nd place, and Freddie, he really... I'm just trying to stay out of the way, man. I'm not trying to wreck anyone or the leaders. I'm just trying to stay out of the way, as that was really close. But end of the race, we come home in 24th. For those of you wondering, did Joseph beat us? Yes, Joseph beat us. Of course he did. We were wrecked in 24th, so Joseph is technically 2-0 right now. So we still have to get better, just better results. And you can see the results there. It is what it is. Mistakes happen, and all is forgiven. And unfortunately, that's just what we're gonna have to deal with. If you guys want to check out the races live, go on Max Speed TV on Tuesdays at 7:10 Eastern. You can check the races out live, and I'll upload the edited versions as well. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. even if I try. My love, my love, my love, she keeps me warm.